If you are struggling with price objections, low conversion rates, and competitors undercutting prices in your industry, you are going to love this episode. I'm unpacking the simple strategy I use to make sure potential clients see the value in my offers no matter what the price point is. Welcome to the She Can SEO podcast. I'm your marketing mentor, Emily Fontes, and I help female entrepreneurs get found online so that they can rapidly grow their business. If you need simple SEO branding and marketing tips that you can implement quickly, this is the podcast for you. So many people are moving their services online right now, and I'm hearing from a lot of you that you are frustrated with how much harder it is to sell a service online than it is to sell it in person. And I totally understand. Selling online is a whole different ballgame from selling a service in person, and making that transition can be really frustrating. It's harder to get people to see the value, it's harder for people to understand exactly what you do, and there's this natural lack of trust or disconnect when you sell an online service because there isn't really that in-person face-to-face component where you're building a relationship. So what I want to do in this episode is introduce you to the concept of a value stack, which is something I actually learned from Russell Brunson, who is an absolute genius at marketing. And basically what a value stack is you take the big thing you offer and you unpack it and break it into smaller pieces and assign values to those pieces so that people can really better see the amount of value that you're providing for them in that one regular main service. Let me give you an example to kind of help you understand what this looks like. Let's say that you are a therapist or a counselor and you've been doing in-person therapy appointments forever, and right now you're having to switch to doing that online. Basically, you're used to just saying, "Hi, I do therapy for $100 an hour." And it isn't working trying to do that as an online service, because what happens when you say, "Hi, I do therapy for $100 an hour" as an online service is it just immediately commoditizes the service. Instead of being one therapist out of maybe a dozen local therapists people can choose from, now you're one therapist out of like 100,000 online therapists. And it makes people take your price and go just compare it to everyone else's price, because if it's just hours for dollars, then there's nothing really there that makes people see an advantage in hiring you. All it is about the price, unless they've received like a really specific recommendation from someone, and that's based on a trust relationship, right? And so instead of doing a simple dollars for hours offer, what you need to do is a value stack of the offer. So if I was a therapist right now having to offer everything online, I would sell a package where I break out the package with a 20-minute consultation to make sure we're a good fit. I tell them that they're going to get an intake questionnaire and an assessment. I'll tell them about the flexible therapy options that I offer, that we can meet via Zoom or text or phone or chat. Maybe I would have some sort of a black book of mental health resources that are just my favorites, all the different apps and guided meditations and things like that they'll get access to, like my highest recommendations. Maybe I would offer them some sort of an ebook that goes into hard conversations that we have to have with friends and family that I already have kind of written in my back pocket that I can just give to them. And then, the bulk of the package really is one 60-minute intake session and then 4 30-minute follow-up sessions, and then maybe tack on at the end that you're going to offer them a locked-in discounted follow-up session rate for the next year. And then you bundle all those separate pieces up into a package that's $300. So instead of just saying, "Hi, I'm a therapist, I charge $100 an hour," you say, "Hi, I'm a therapist. This is my $300 beginner therapy package," or whatever you want to call it, where you're really kind of outlining what working together is going to look like and feel like, instead of just making it so simple that they really just have to go compare on price alone. And this can apply to lots of different types of services. It can apply to personal trainers and birth professionals like doulas and childbirth educators and, all these people I keep hearing from. They're like, "Well, I used to do classes in person and now I'm doing them online, but everyone else is undercutting me. They're only charging $27 for their class." If it's only just about the class, then that's going to be really hard. You can't out Walmart. You can't undercut a price so low to make it untenable. You have to build a value stack around a package and an experience with your business so that it really incentivizes people to see the differentiation between you and someone else who's just selling a simple thing for a simple price. Give them more value, tease out the different parts and things that you can offer. And even if it really is just the same thing, but you've just broken it out so people can see things more clearly, see what they're getting more clearly, then you're more likely to convert and make the sale. And if this is kind of hard to conceptualize, because I know I ran through that example really quickly, if you want to see it laid out in print, you can head on over to the blog post that's linked in these show notes. And I've outlined a couple different examples of value stacks that you can maybe riff on and use for your type of business that will hopefully help you see how this is really a valuable way to describe what you do as an online service and to package everything up. I would love to see your value stack. So if you redo your packages or your pricing in any way, slide on to my DMs on Instagram and show me what you got, because I want to hear all about what is going on in your business. Do you want free on-demand training on copywriting, Facebook ads, landing pages, and creating your first online course? If you haven't already, you need to get on my VIP list right now because my entire training archive is waiting for you. Plus, I do a live webinar just for my VIPs every month to train on their most requested marketing strategy. Head on over to tinygiantmarketing.com/freebies to get on the VIP list right now.